and they show one that, but you have to put it upside down and screw it in. I don't know. I'll talk to you later about it. I don't know why I'm talking about this right now.
But it's still perfectly visible, and compared to a different screen material which wouldn't be watchable at all in a condition like this. Alright, now as I close the curtain, you can see some more contrast in the color and displayed on the screen. And then when I turn off the light, which is still on, there's really not that much change as the light is overhead, and it doesn't really cause any viewing issues with the screen at all.
That's nuts.
Keep possession.
Holy
of
fuck.
this body part.
That's nuts, man. How much is that screen? He reviewed it again? He reviewed it again. We know. Oh, this is him just doing the contrarian shit at this point. This has to be.
Dad of War. Today I'm going to be giving you a review on it. Now,
yeah, well, Jeffrey, I assure you, man, look, I'm sponsored by them. I know. But I say this. I changed my whole living room around for the thing. Take it from there. Yeah, the picture on it's insane.
a lot of people have kind of already picked what
Why does he have, like, jazz music? What is happening right now?
side of the aisle they're going to be standing on. They either like the game or really hate the game for various reasons.
What the fuck? This is bizarre. I'm too stoned for this. This is like a fucking fever dream of having of him. I'm having of him. This is something I wake up from goddamn night sweats.
Say no.
Reasons. I'm just going to be giving my take since reviews are subjective. Take it for what it is. You don't have to agree with me.
The irony of him saying reviews are subjective. The guy who puts up videos purposely to like get attention, to be like opposite of everyone else, then cries about it in 16 other videos. Is like, your reviews are subjective, unless you disagree with me. Then I'll cry like a fucking schoolgirl for 12 other videos.
Disagree all you want, and again, you can always agree. But I think we should talk about this game because I think it's actually pretty good and pretty bad at the same time, and we'll talk about why. So if we look at the box art, it's kind of like meh.
I will give him that. That's kind of cheese box art for that. I know it's subjective. You may love it, and you may have even fapped to Kratos' ass, but yeah.
Not like a whole lot of crazy graphics flying around, and I don't know, maybe I'm a little old school, but I like back in the day when they used to do that cool little thing, how they used to kind of put little cutscenes to show you what the game would be like, certain aspects of
Yeah, it's kind of dated, though. It's kind of cheesy now.
gameplay that they're highlighting. I wish they would have done that. Most games don't do that nowadays, so I guess we'll let that one go. But if we talk about further onto the additional offerings of the bonus characters and what they offer, so I guess maybe you can be happy if you like the color white and gold as, like, I don't know, like, he's a Spartan, so I would have expected, like, maybe like an exclusive Spartan outfit, maybe the OG skin.
You just wanted him to look like a hot hunk. Hot hunk of man. Hot hunk of Kratos, man.
Seems to be like a pre-order bonus, but to see this, like, kind of like, it's a colored version of an armor piece that is literally already in the game. And it just doesn't really feel very unique or exclusive. It kind of removes any real desire to pre-order in the first place. So pre-order bonus is definitely a little weak in my opinion.
I never buy for pre-order bonuses. I just buy pre-orders because I'm an impulsive asshole. I don't buy for pre-order bonuses. Oh, get Kratos' nipple tassels now if you order from GameStop. Nah, I'd actually fuck with that.
The install size for Dad of War is basically 84 gigs if you're on PlayStation 5 and well over 100 if you're on PS4. Now, this is again, in line with what we've seen, so we can't really be too critical here. Games are just going to be really large, so you're going to have to invest in storage. Though, I will say it is annoying to see that the game is this big and the graphical improvements aren't really kind of in line with the game of this size.
Yeah, but even though it's a cross-gen game, cross-gen games were big before they were cross-gen, so what's your point?
More on that later. Taking to the main menu, you can kind of see a couple different things. I mean, you have the typical story elements and options, but there's nothing
This music is sucking the soul out of me.
really unique, right? And I think this is where these story games kind of, for a lot of people, where we heard a lot of the negativity come from, kind of play into part, because typically when you have a game that's story driven, the only thing that
You're making
matters
me
in a story
twerk, Quantum.
game after the story is beaten is its replayability, the replay value. This game, like many other story games, have very little replay value because it's just repetitive and it doesn't really do a whole lot to change that. It would have been nice to see, for example, a challenge mode of some sort improved in the game that has a separate option in the main menu to where.
Alright, why are we now at, like, a wedding where we're having hors d'oeuvres?
Our forces
What the
have seized
Stop
the
doing
enemy
this to
flag.
me. Stop it.
Click on it like old school games, there's all kinds of crazy challenges that
That is like really impressive visuals right here. He's not impressed with the visuals. I haven't even played that much more of the game yet, but
Prepare
that's
for return trip. They know where you are.
really Quantum.
really put your gear and your skills that you spent
Take it back.
getting
The
up
enemy
to the
carrier
test, and
has
it just doesn't
revealed
happen that way.
themselves.
Another problem is, even though that game doesn't have some sort of replayability through challenge modes or other unique custom modes that we would have loved to see, it just does not have that replayability because it doesn't have chapters. I don't know how many games that are story driven they like to make where it's just a one playthrough and then you restart all over again. I think that kind of defeats the purpose, especially in a game plus mode, for example. I feel like, so you're already acknowledging I beat the game, I've already got all my stats, I've already got all my gear. Let me pick what chapter from what part of the game I want to play. The only way to
Subjective, so I'm gonna give him a pass.
do this is to have a pre-existing game save onto your drive and then play from that point, but that's kind of pointless because you're not always going to have a bunch of game saves, so I think that's really annoying. Now this next piece I took a lot of heat for, and I really don't care because I still feel the same way. The pace.
Because it's Quantum. I just pulled 4-inch snot booger out of my nose, no lie. Oh, dude. I know that's disgusting, but I remember one time it was like I was in 5th grade. It was like right before Christmas break, and for some reason every year I got like either the flu or a nasty cold right before Christmas break. And I was feeling better, but like, you know, even when you feel fine with a cold, you'll still have like a stuffy ass fucking nose. I went to like, and I was like, oh man, I have to pick this booger. I picked this booger, man. It was like 6 fucking miles long. And I was like, that was disgusting, but that was fucking satisfying. I don't even know how the hell that came out of my head. I did. Just give me my 200 for DSP's back taxes. All right, yeah, I'll wait. I'm sure there's going to be a banger. It's Quantum. But credit where credit's due. He's been subjective and he hasn't lost his fucking mind. But the Ides of March are not done yet. We are not even halfway through the video. So I am buckled up and I have changed my pants.
Of the story is too slow.
Yes, there may be spoilers in here, so I understand if you want to leave.
The available hill.
I understand.
Simply put, they spend too many hours on screen to the point where a lot of people have called this a cutscene simulator. It didn't really feel like you were being dropped into this action game. It felt a lot like it was a very slow opening of a movie, and not a very good one. And it's to the point where the pacing of the story has a very roller coaster vibe. It goes up, down, you don't really know like what's happening until they get to certain parts of the story and you go, okay, that's what you're referencing here. It's just, I don't know. I didn't like the writing personally. I thought it had a lot of room for improvement until the latter half of it.
I can't I mean, I thought he was silly with the beginning, but I can't speak on this because I haven't played enough of the game. What's up, Noble? How are you?
Game. Now, once you get to about midway through the game, it's pretty engaging and the action scenes are a lot more. So the cutscenes are a lot more forgivable. But in that opening scene, you know, the boy with his wolf, you know, he's crying over.
Yeah, dude, Seymour, 100%. There are games that flat out have the circle with the X through it, or the line through it. I don't know what that's actually technically called. That work. He's such an idiot. And you could have looked at his whole defense of, because there's a list of games that you could find if they're compatible or not, so you can look before you buy. He's like, I'm a whimsical shopper. Let me translate that for you, Quantum. You're an impulsive idiot.
But then he has to fight a wolf, and it's just all this stupid.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll give him an extra little piece of
Active camo.
credit.
Inbound.
I argue that a lot of PlayStation exclusives are a little too story heavy. That's why I couldn't fuck with the Last of Us games. It's just like, I mean, they would be great movies, but it ain't a movie. It's a fucking game. You know what I mean? Abby is sending me breast mugs. What are you sending?
In my sights.
Who the hell is that?
Killing spree.
Whoa. Thank you, Abby. Those are
Breasts.
Yeah, I loved Uncharted 2. I beat the fuck out of that, and I played the multiplayer. That was great. But there's just sometimes it's like, Ghost of Tsushima, I think the pacing is pretty good too. As much as I played of it, I want to beat that one day. I like the pacing in that. I think the combat's really satisfying. And it's like sometimes even if there is too much story, because the combat's so fucking good, it's forgivable. You know what I mean? He should review Heterosexual Rebirth.
Breastfeed it, 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 breastfeed it.
I can't fuck with it. I really want to play Ghost of Tsushima. Maybe I'll play that on a live stream. Nah, I want to play, Callisto Protocol. So this means Elden Ring wins Game of the Year. Well, we'll see. It's my Game of the Year. But I haven't played fully like that. I put like 300 fucking hours total if you go between PC and Xbox, and even now PlayStation. I bought like every single version there is because I'm an asshole. No other game this year I put the same amount of hours in. So, you know, I just knocked over my toolkit. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I don't even know what I'm fucking doing, so let's go.
Stupid, contradictory stuff that I just, from a writing perspective, did not appreciate. Again, that's to each their own, but that's my take on that. More unforgiving.
Okay. Again, there's nothing here that I'm going to facepalm about. It's subjective. I would be just being a dick at this point if it was different. I love ASMR, straight up. And I don't care about... That's the thing, like, okay, yeah, he looks like a serial killer, quote-unquote. That's Jay saying that. But I don't watch... I mean, yeah, if there is a woman with a soothing voice and she's also nice on the eyes, sweet, that's a bonus. But it's not my motivation with ASMR. You know what I mean? And I'm not into, like, the, oh, let me snuggle you ASMR. Like, no, don't... No. This is weird. This is going into, like, creepy territory. Like, I want, like, someone just talking about tech or something, or, like, you know who I like? Gentle Whispering, because she doesn't she's a beautiful woman, but she doesn't sexualize her stuff at all. You know, she'll, like, review a car, like a Mustang. It's cool. Oh, well, no, we're both. I know you watch ASMR. I'm 100% an ASMR simp.
Though, I think is the way that the story kind of doesn't have a built upon theme. And what I mean is like, okay, so in the last game, he was a dad. We all know that he's trying to build his son up and all that stuff. And now they're trying to establish the opening story again is him being a dad. We already know that, so don't spend the first half of the game establishing the fact that he's a father. We get it. But the whole game plays on the theme that he's a father, hence the name of this review, Dad of War. Even to the final boss, it's all about your children and being a dad. Did we really need a Kratos like that? I don't think we did.
Absolutely, dude. People were getting tired. The one-dimensional Kratos.
Overshield inbound.
Whoa. Uh-oh. Why is Dreamcast guy DMing me? Breaking news. Oh, I thought he was DMing me. I thought something happened.
Double kill.
But
I am thoroughly tickled.
nah, man, I love ASMR. I'm all about ASMR. Male, female, doesn't matter. There's different, like, you know what I mean? Keep dreaming. My ass.
But again, I just...
But yeah, I'm an ASMR simp all day. 100%, man. I've been fucking with ASMR since 2013.
can't stand the pacing of it, though. Now, the art style of this game can be characterized as one thing in my personal book. A little lazy. Because if you really look at it, it just loses a lot of the high next-gen aspects that we were expecting. And to the...
Okay. Again, subjective, but I'm just like, what were you expecting? Like, the Kratos to come out and, like, fart in your face? Like, I'm not just like, it's just the YouTube link of the DSP video. I do appreciate that. WCBS News Time. 11:03, traffic and weather together on the 8s. I am your host, Review Tech USA, and I'm out of my fucking mind right now. God, I lost my mind on Twitter today. Oh well. I don't delete. One time, I don't know why one time I deleted my entire Twitter like 6 months ago because I had a YouTube tantrum. I don't know why me being mad at YouTube made me delete my Twitter history. But, Rich, were you trying to hide something? If I was, wouldn't something come out by now? You know the internet never forgets.
You've outdone yourself today.
All right, thank you, Abby.
point where you're in performance mode. There is no good reason why you can't be in performance mode at, say, 1440, 60 FPS with maxed out textures and resolution. It doesn't happen here. Now, I, again, similarly receive flack from players that love the game and apologize all of the
It was such a bizarre thing to do.
laws away, but I'm not one of those people. For me, I really would have liked them to implement some form of a high-resolution mode that has really tack-sharp visuals. Now, of course, you can always go into performance mode, but that runs at 30 FPS, and that is a joke on next-gen consoles, so if there's no point using it, you need, and you bought a PS5 for high frame rates. Which kind of goes into the next game. The higher the frame rates, the worse the visuals get. That's just how the game plays. And I think...
That's how every, like, if I want to get higher frame rates, you gotta lower the settings. It's on PC too. I thought you were like a PC aficionado. You were flexing your fucking $4,000 rig, champ. What happened? Zach Talks Tech? What's going on?
Double kill. Perfection. Spectacular.
Well, I think with what happened with Yak Man is that even though it was off YouTube, it was about YouTube executives. So I think that's how it tied in. I know Twitch 100%. like anything you do anywhere, if it seems deemed unacceptable, they will shut down your fucking Twitch channel for it. You know? AMD's